Hello everybody, this is Kata. This is TSdL, Season 7, Round of 16. We have YiQiao versus SikarasTheRipper. Sikaras has a pretty conventional box. Elwyn, buff for Burner, buff for Cherry. Good trader. Himiko and less of a supportive capacity because there's a more generally ran AoE unit like Lana here. As for YiQiao's box, 3 tank box, no juggler. Very safe against mages. Running 4 healer as well. For the 4 staple assassins these days, who are pretty promptly just all getting banned. Alwyn and Helena. Both players opting to bring in Tiaras. So definitely a more single target assassin focused game from both boxes here. I mean, both boxes have all 4 big assassins. Both choose to first ban Epsilon here. Sikaras immediately opting to pick up a tank, which does remove some of the princess follow-up, but YiQiao is responding in kind with the same bans. Picking up the Rosin, who will do good work against this Himiko. Also does good work against Lana. Rosin is good against AoE and prevents any nasty debuffs, and similar reasons for Lucretia as well. Miracle's always good. And Rosin's talent heal is just really good action economy. It also opens up potential tank picks that might not have been blood packed against an Elwyn pick. Sikaras picking up Kira, banning YiQiao's Kira because Sikaras doesn't want to get outraged, and then banning Elwyn because Elwyn's something that Kira can't kill very well. Still lots of that in the box, but not much you can do about that. YiQiao picking up Helena, which pushes Christie into running Phalanx. Not exactly desirable against Lucretia. Lucretia having free strike available. Christie can still tank, but could make things dicier. Banning Rosin and Tiaras, so banning the Miracle support. Just Liana Flow left in Sikaras' box. YiQiao will have that advantage with Rosin having Miracle. Making the kills on YiQiao's units shaky with Kira here. Especially if YiQiao gets a good tank aura, which is pretty likely. Any of these tank auras will do in making pretty much any of these units Kira proof. Main target at that point would be Lucretia's puppet. Sikaras banning Wedham and then ran out of DPS to ban. So ban Liana. Maybe I would ban Flo instead, with Rosin pretty likely bringing Empire buff here. But there's a Hilda anyway. True tank is what it's looking like on YiQiao's side. Wedham consequently would not be as effective. Himiko's not going to be effective here. Lana probably not as well. But no way to guard bypass on YiQiao's side. No good combo. Nonetheless, Wedham gets picked up. Won't be very effective at getting through these tanks, but can be good in the middle scrap fight. Sword can, especially if you guard it, it can force you enemies to path in undesirable ways, take up spaces. However, we do have Helena here on YiQiao's side, which can force Sikaras' team to have to push up slowly. Sikaras could opt to pick up a second tank, but the lore of Act Again here is strong. There would not be a buff for Florentia here. It would also... I mean, YiQiao also has a single target composition, so if it was 2 tank against 2 tank. But, takes off Florentia. To me, Sikaras' team seems a bit favored here. If only because eventually Sikaras can take out Lucretia's puppet. And it doesn't feel like YiQiao has a good way to bust through Sikaras' team here as long as Sikaras plays a good game of tank push. Two healers. Shouldn't really be threatened by the incoming damage. Kira's kills might be shaky, but killing Luke should not be a big issue. After you kill the puppet, puppet's obviously no issue. Just bring Faceless and it should be pretty easy. You can wait for Miracle to run out if need be. Although by then, good chance it has run out, although Luke could be spamming cooldown reduction on Rosin. Double Act Again is also strong, especially as player 2. Could potentially... Sikaras could just burn out all the turns, and then have Kira just double strike somebody. And that's probably going to be enough to kill anybody on this team, regardless. With no healing in between. It's all on Kira here. Whereas YiQiao has to get through the Christie. Christie bringing Templars. Would have been nice to see Bone Dino Helena, I think. Bringing Cleanse on Lucretia, more about trying to dispel the guard. That's another reason another tank could have been good. And bringing Rout on Helena. Dominating formation could have application with the tiles against Wedham, maybe? You gonna route Christie? Yeah, that's something worth considering here. Is that this means Sikaras really wants to put Liana 3C onto Christie here rather than Kira, but Sikaras did bring mass attack on Flow anyway. So, not a big deal for Kira to not have the Gospel here. It is a Holy Kira, which does have a worse matchup in the Hilda, but again, I mean... Well, Sorks are not... They end up being okay to at least kill the Lucretia, but... This Helena should be pretty much unkillable, even with, like, Double Act Again shenanigans. Like, these angels are just gonna soak up so much. Kira can still teleport on these tiles. Pretty much just Wedham that is stopping it, maybe a Florentia play in endgame. Which it is strong there. I mean... I like bringing Rout too, but... Just like go all in on just pushing everybody around. Because you have one tank anyway. I mean, you have two tanks anyway. You might as well try and squeeze out every bit of utility. But this is utility too. Just different values. Lucretia also brought Black Hole. This looks like Blood Pact Christie. But I mean, if you want to prevent the stun, well, I mean, you don't really have to prevent the stun. So yeah. But I mean, there's nobody else better to Gospel anyway. Might as well Gospel Christie. It's nice to have the heal on your tanks end turn as well. Yeah, Templars are interesting here. Usually against Hilda, you want to run Phalanx because Hilda can run Cavs and wall you and turn to a Cav. At least you have some protection. But since there was a Christie here, I mean, even then, like, Christie versus Christie is not going to be a very threatening matchup. You probably don't have to care that much about... I mean, she'll wipe your troops, but Christie was potentially going to get close to that anyway. But yeah, there is the displacement play available on Christie here from YiQiao's side. Yeah, Kira, like I said, if she wants to kill something here, then it's mostly going to be with like a double act again play. Or just kill the puppet and then kill the creature. Play the long game. Does have to be pretty mindful of the Helena though, actually. It's hard to push forward. Especially with this Luke Breeze up right now. And Helena Breeze too. Let's check her range in a second. Yeah. Yeah, Helena can basically reach the entire team. I mean, she can even reach behind her. So it's really hard to push Chris up. I mean, if you do, Helena just comes in, pushes you up. You can... I mean, even you can't even do that right now. Because she's threatening all these units. Sorry, I'm tired. Point is, it's gonna... You always need units blocking where Christie would go, which means you have to crawl forward like one tile at a time, just move everybody forward by one. Or you can use this as a sort of wall too. You have a unit below you, and or horizontal of you and vertically of you. I did that in reverse with my mouse. I can't imagine Helena fails to kill any unit on this team, other than Pam. sleeping better would be awesome if that's something I could do. Worth mentioning that Rosin buff is pretty damn nice on tanks. Just a buff strip on every single time the tank gets it. It really wears attackers down. That's part of what makes Burn a good tank if he can get going. Oh, no act again. There is Helena. There's Helena, Push, Christie, and the Fog. I mean, Christie's Gospel. Doesn't really accomplish anything. Christie just moves back here. You can just act again with Liana. It's a cooldown. And Rout's a pretty low cooldown. But the issue is Ham afterwards. I mean, if you hit him with the AoE, but even then he can still Shadow Step and recover a lot of his werewolves. Yeah, Christie can go here, and we can start leapfrogging our way up. Ham diving in is just woefully ineffective here. Good chance it just dies to Lucretia. Ham on Sikaras' side is more a unit you're just keeping around to trade. If somebody goes in, he's there to get the counter kill. Just going in does not do anything. It's Rosin double tank. Probably better to just have your skill up to keep this Helena in check. And with Hilda having these pushes, it will be annoying to take center, which is why it's all about Kira here. Needs to take out enough of the team that Sikaras can snowball. With double act again, removing Rosin. An option right now. You would end turn with Kira first. Or you could just do one act again and still score it. Lucretia hasn't Breeze, Puppet doesn't have a Tenyo. But of course Lucretia still reaches. This is one of the strengths of two tank composition, is that it's just really easy to push up, no matter what you're fighting. At least with your tanks. If it's AoE, they're obviously dicier to push out. Yeah, Kira with no gospel. Could hit the rosin. There is no miracle. Luke can respond with black hole, which could be nasty. Just depends on what debuffs it rolls. Sikaras does not go for it. The leapfrogging continues. I was looking at that green skill all confused because that HP was ridiculous, but I realized she gets bonus stats. Now Flo's in an awkward spot if you want to keep pushing up. Christy pretty much moves here, Flo has to move there. But you don't really want to move Flo first because you want to potentially use her acting. Zero with no attack buff. Flo does not use mass attack. YiQiao doesn't really have to go in here. She does hold the center. Holds ways to make Sikaras have to work to get into it. The timer is ticking for Sikaras on being able to remove units, but works two ways. Fog will also push up YiQiao's units. That's why it's really important for Sikaras to be taking as much ground as he can in these turns, so Kira can more quickly reach a space where she can hit the puppet and teleport back into guard range. That's an awkward spot for pushing up. Kind of makes Christy or makes Flo have to move before you move Christy. Could move Liana there, could move Flo there, could move Christy there. Yeah, Helena actually won't do much AoE damage here. Pretty much just for pokes. No real plays here. YiQiao occupying half the center. Hard to see with all those tiles. Hating the map a bit. Very neat formation here. Let's see what I mean about Flo's spot being awkward. Can't push up. Otherwise, Helena just sends her into the fog. And stuns her. Just instant dead. Awkward to move the healers. And it is worth mentioning, Flo does not have ways to gain stacks. It is not a unique Flo. Well, I liked potentially killing Rosin. Just start chipping at YiQiao. Not a great turn for Luke to cleanse here. Christy has guard right back up. If supposing that guard does get dispelled. Dark Reaper doesn't really accomplish anything. The Black Hole might do some annoying debuffs, but there's no combo. Really, the Black Hole is for damage counter more than anything. Well, Kira can kill the puppet and get into tank range now. Cleanse. Yeah. I was waiting for Christiane to use Princess buff, and then she pops off with the cleanse. Aiming for that. Guard. Does not tick it down. Elena now threatens the Christie. So the Liana or Flo needs to move, and yeah, heal the Christie. Flo does not need to really use a gem. They're quite precious. She did not dispel guard. Uses the gem anyway, though. There is still 3C. Liana would have picked it up, and I don't think Christie would have died. I mean, maybe though. But, well, no. It's her out. You're fine. Cannot quite reach the puppet. At this point, you're like, maybe just kill Luke. Just like double killer. You need to get those cooldowns on the board so you can accomplish more later. We're not even in Christie guard. That was with a damage dealt buff. Namely the miracle. A lot of it's a miracle doing work. Luke would be a better target, but this Luke actually... Well, yeah. MDef is crazy good somehow. That doesn't matter. Well, actually it does with source, but... I think it'd be enough anyway. Well... I don't even think YiQiao's gonna use her out here. Just harassing. Putting some petals down for them to get on. I mean, Rat doesn't do anything. Oh, goes for it. Yeah, it does not kill. Liana will just purge off the stun. But, I mean, Helena's in guard range anyway. Just getting some damage on the field. This is slow. It's all good. Okay, so Hilda's anti-crit aura's burn. Okay, but now she goes for the puppet. Heal as well. One turn on the guard ignore, but act again could be available from Flo. Christie a bit too thick for that. Now Route has been used, so that gives Sikaras a lot more freedom to begin pushing up. I think Liana kind of wanted that spot, but... Worried about Helena hitting. Kira's turn, relatively useless. Probably spend that next. So it does have the entire center. Flo is out of guard range, but Flo can definitely take a hit. There's definitely time to start pushing forward, especially with these Templars having to go potentially through these swamps. Taking out Luke will definitely help. Act again is 2 turns off for Liana though. Possible probably going on to Kiura. We burn Cure action. One thing you probably don't want to do is ever put the sword in the center, because then your opponent just never kills the sword. You block yourself out of your own spot. YiQiao leading in damage by about 40,000. I feel like Kira really needed that gospel. I mean, it will be pretty hard to kill the Wedum. Oh no, he's just putting down the sword because he can. He won't really have a chance to otherwise, I suppose. But there's crystal healing up, so no damage done or anything. Luke doesn't have a skill, so Florencia's pretty safe. And if Kira had Gospel, I would be a lot more confident in her getting this kill. Kinda need to wait for Luke to move as well. Gonna eat a black hole. Does have mass attack, and hopefully it's not a heal block. Well, now there's no act again from Flo, unless she clocks Greasy. I guess the issue is, by the time Fog's gonna kill most of Sikaras' units. Maybe Sikaras can get 2 units in, but YiQiao's gonna be up on damage with 2 units. And up on 2 units. That was auto move. The damage difference is becoming very large, with few ways for Sikaras to make up for it. Sikaras just need to push up faster. It was hard, but there were definitely ways to move that could have gotten Sikaras closer to the center of the map faster. It was tough because YiQiao did breeze Helena right from the get-go. Sikaras had to worry about a bunch of stuff. But if Sikaras can get in closer with his tank so Kira can start threatening Puppet, or maybe if Sikaras goes for the double act again play and tries to kill Brazen, although faceless would be what you'd want for that. I mean, maybe if Kira just double tapped Luke instead of killing the puppet at all. A couple things could have gone differently. I think Sikaras had a comp that could win though. So she gets the center. A 100k damage deficit. That climbs. Liana locked out. Act again is up. This is mostly the only thing to do. But Kira doesn't really have any targets to kill. Maybe Luke. I mean, she's got Miracle now. Trying to get what damage he can here. That's gotta try the loop. Looks pretty tough because this looks like a true cost Kira. It's Firebrand Holy. True cost does nothing. Plus Christy Aura, plus no crit. Gotta try. And yeah. Dark closes the damage gap a bit, but I do not think it will be enough. In fact, I think Christy probably dies before then. Well, maybe not. Probably not. So Christy will be free damage for the loot. And yeah, looks like at minimum a damage win for YiQiao. Excuse me. Yeah, Christie's just free damage. And dead eventually. Yep, Scar says GG. Long game. I would say more than Sikaras' box, it would just be how band pick went. But even with how band pick went in game 1, there was still a chance for Sikaras' comp to win. I do like the Lewin swap. Ellen in this box can like maybe abuse Christie. Doesn't really buff that much, and if it becomes another scrappy mid-end game fight, then Lewin will be really good with his tiles. So far, band pick's going pretty much the same way. Epsilon is strong right now, depending on your box. I think if you have a lot of ways to AoE, then you can worry about Pepsi less. But with a box like YiQiao's, where there's only 2 particularly good AoEs, I mean, they can maybe hold Pepsi at bay for like a turn. Definitely a deviation with the first pick burner, and now not banning assassins. Instead of banning Lucretia, burner can kill Lucretia straight with firebrands, but in this situation, burner might not want to run them. Still Sherry mucking about. And banning Ham because the heal reversal will be pretty devastating to the burner too. With Elwyn gone, that gave Werner a better environment to thrive. Is now targeting the healers, and looks like we're going into an AoE draft. Likely ban Himiko. Does not. Threatens double healer ban herself. mean, if you're in Sikaras' shoes, there's still 3 units that could dive on you with AoE and cause trouble without a healer. So Kira won't be very effective against the Werner. Werner can kind of just sit in defense stance and eventually pop into strike stance. Plus with like tank auras, Werner can just tank Kira without defense stance. Does kind of depend on the build. YiQiao picking up Ham. No dedicated healer for Sikaras now. There is Kira to deal with some AoE healing, although Ham might be bringing a heal block AoE. I understand the Elwood ban, but Lucretia's gonna be tough to deal with too. These AoEs will also disable Lana's Redeemers. Potentially. It's definitely going to be last pick Werner for Sikaras. Second take's not going to do you much good. Getting Himiko 4th is pretty surprising. There is Kira to remove nasty black hole debuffs, plus she can bring Gospel for herself to ensure she can do that. But Gospel on Sikaras' side is the only source of buff for 3 unbuffed units. YiQiao has Florencio with mass attack. Even Luke could bring it if you so need, which you probably want to because Florencio would probably rather have strategic regroup here against the AoE. YiQiao looks like she has a comp that wants to strike fast and remove threats as soon as possible. Lucretia ideally opening up with a black hole. Sikaras probably wants to spread out a bit, but Ham makes that troublesome. I don't think we'll see Ham AoE. Well, Lucretia's almost certainly bringing black hole. There is the Werner chicken game, but Kira becomes a lot less effective after a unit goes down, so in that regard a trade could be favorable for YiQiao. And Kira has trouble approaching Werner. She generally wants to zone the strike stance range. There, Kira did bring Gospel. Himiko bringing Sealing Technique. Relying less on AoE and maybe hoping there's a key disable. Lucretia bringing Black Hole, Mass Attack. Werner bringing Blade of Freedom, which is tech against Lana. Even without debuffs. If Werner reaches Lana with Blade of Freedom, guard ignore is totally tied to Werner just being in strike stance, so he can guard ignore with any skill he wants. And that applies a debuff. Kills Lana in one shot. Because Redeemer's Revive disables on that condition. So YiQiao did bring Ham AoE. So actually what YiQiao's looking for is for Ham to be the first person to engage. Yeah, bringing strategic regroup on Florentia. Just deal with any Himiko AoEs and Lana AoEs. You're only having one big heal and it not being effective because of a heal block sooner or later. It looks tough for Sikaras. Yeah, it is, Yangus. This is, Dual Destinies. I was listening to the Great Ace Attorney's soundtrack earlier, but I listened to both of them. Thank you. Lucretia bringing Firebrands here just in case Christy gets cute, tries to bring Angels. Nice to not have the 100% HP condition too. Werner did not breeze. At best, Werner reaches here. But questionable whether 3C kills. Probably should not. Definitely, I mean, no Twilight Star. Werner strikes first. Hits the infantry, doesn't do that much because heavy infantry are bulky as hell. Himiko can't reach yet. This symbol is YiQiao's trying to be really aggressive here. Because she's expecting to go in within the next 2 turns on Werner. Otherwise she would have moved Werner first. Maybe we'll see Werner move like here, go into strike stance. If he doesn't breeze, Florentia gives him a boost. Then there is Himiko to hit. Florentia heals it off. Lana, breeze, can reach. But then there's no more follow-up from Sikaras after that. But YiQiao's team will be injured. Potentially some nastier debuffs. So Werner did breeze. Does reach Lana. He was careful to stay out of Himiko's range. Which now this kind of hamstrings Sikaras into what he can do. He has to Sikaras has to respond to Werner threatening this Lana. Otherwise he just loses a unit and nothing can counterkill it. I mean, maybe Kira. And not if she... Ah! That is one way to respond to this as well, yes. can't apply a debuff if you're immune to them. Werner going for Werner? Can double strike. You're definitely not going for Lana at this point. 3C is more than enough. Even through Christie aura. Now Kira has to try, but without a buff I doubt she's going to be able to do it. Werner cannot reach Kira at least, but once he enters defense stance again. The damage quite low on Lucretia because of Floral Regalia from Christie. Himiko not getting a full team connection. May have been better to just like sealing technique the Lucretia here. Who has the disparity buff? Anybody? Christie? And Kiora? But both are 100%, so can't teleport. Yeah, Kira can't even reach now. Well, it does have 2 turns of being alive to Werner. Werner can take 1 life, but then he goes into no stance. Ben might not have a skill. Maybe 3 turns. Lana does get the puppet. And the ninjutsu debuff is good, but Florentia should likely just purge that. Probably see Florentia go here and use 3C so she can get Werner. Now Christie is not 100%. Wedum goes for Lana. Probably purges this and then kills her, and that's probably GG. Had to keep Lana in guard range. Here has a despair stack, so could just guard ignore her. Thank you for the raid, Benorion. The clock on Lana was good, but Sigma takes the first life. And now there's no way to heal the Lana. Laurentia heals up and even hits the Lana, kills her. That's GG. I think it was a lot tougher from band pick. Sikaras got hamstringed into not having a dedicated healer, which meant that Sikaras couldn't really respond to stuff like Lucretia injuring Christie, and then Ham could just go in and kill whoever he'd like. What I did not expect was that Werner just so easily killing that other Werner, but I guess that's just fairly easy, like especially with 3C, but I guess I just don't know Werner's kill range that well. Either that or YiQiao has like a 6-star Werner. Yeah, he just slaughtered that other Werner. I mean, I know it wasn't defense stance, but it was still rights and heavy infantry, but... Just, and there's Christie on it too. But still, it was just easy kill. It was like super overkill. So yeah, apparently don't leave your Werner in ranges of other Werner unless your Werner's in defense stance. Probably my recommendation there. Sounds good. That was really tough because YiQiao's team can spread out really easily. And once a trade, Sikaras needs to be the one to initiate a trade that game with Kira somehow, but there's just nothing really great to trade with, which kind of shows how Kira has become a less dominant force these days. I mean, she was still late, or she was still like the only choice of healing Sikaras could get, so it's not like he picked her and relied on her, but still a good example. Yeah. Congratulations to YiQiao for advancing to the round of 8. And better luck next time to SikarasTheRipper.